Hi everyone, welcome to my first Health Hub workout video. I'm having to shut my doors for the next couple of weeks at least, just because of this virus threat that we've got going on, and I miss seeing all of your faces. Hopefully this won't be for too much longer, but I just wanted to make sure everyone is safe and we're not spreading this thing more than it's already getting there. So, on a happier note, this is a pretty straightforward, simple workout. It's 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest. We're going to go through a warm-up, which we'll go through twice with 6 different exercises. And then the workout will be 7 exercises that we'll go through 3 times. And then pour and stretch for twice through with 5 exercises, and then we'll do just a generic cool down. So follow along, or you can come back and do this at any time. I will be having a YouTube channel, so you can come back and view those videos at any point. This is free for everyone if you feel like contributing to keeping the Health Hub doors open. I'm including a way to do that on my Facebook page, so I will just let you know about that when I put the comments on. And thank you very much. I will be explaining things on the way through. Hopefully I don't get too out of breath. This is different from teaching real people, so we'll see how it goes. And I'm hoping that I'll get more comfortable doing this as we go through this difficult time. And I'll have a few different formats, a few different workouts. I think we'll be putting some yoga videos up here as well. And some things will be a little bit more high intensity, some things will be lower intensity. I am still dealing with this leg numbness thing that have been going through, so I won't be going as high intensity as I normally might. So on that note, I'm going to get started. I'm going to turn my timer on. And there will be no music with these videos because I didn't want to get into a royalty situation. So feel free to put on whatever music you like. And tomorrow I'm hoping to have something here with Sherilyn as well, so if you like to dance, check that one out. So, timer, 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest, and I have a chair here, so I'll be giving some different impact and level options that you can choose your option as we go through this as well. So the first exercise is shoulder roll. So we're just going to roll those shoulders out for about 45 seconds here, one at a time. Both shoulders, making sure you're rolling all the way back and down, lengthening the neck. You can bring those elbows back. Add a little movement if you want here. 15 more seconds. Just kind of going through a combination, putting them nice and loose. You can go forward a few times. Just be careful of your neck. Don't go too quickly. And we're going to rest. The next exercise is going to be the side reach. So you can take that as high as your arms will let you. So whatever your mobility level is, if you stop here, that's fine. Try to get in through that full oblique. As you go through this stretch, you can take it nice and slow. Pause for a few seconds. Just trying to warm up those muscles. Get some movement going. Just keeping it going here. Got about 15 seconds left, so I'm going to take this stretch across the body, making sure that back gets nice and stretched out. Notice I'm taking my leg with me, so I'm not pulling on my knee here. And rest. Our next exercise will be those high knee raises. Knees up, start small. This is a balance and also sort of a dynamic stretch. for the hip flexors, getting those nice and warmed. If you get bored here, you can do a double knee if you're ready. On the next round, we'll take these out to the side. About 10 seconds left. And rest. So while you're resting, make sure you're thinking about your breath, breathing, make sure your heart is not beating too quickly. You can speak pretty moderate tone. Pay attention to your rate of perceived exertion. I forgot to say, we're doing hamstring curls next. So again, you can go slow here. Make sure you're bringing that heel straight up towards your glute. Don't cross your body. Still warming up the legs. So rate of perceived exertion for this first part should be about 4-ish, 3 or 4. You should be able to talk easily, not feeling too winded here. If you're having trouble with balance, you know, hold on to something. And rest. The next exercise is the bob and weave, so you're just going to shift your weight from side to side with that little squat. Making sure you're pushing those hips back, keeping the knees behind the toes. Shift your weight one leg to the other. If your knees aren't ready, just go ahead and shift that weight without the squat. If you'd like, you can reach forward here. If your knees are feeling fine, go a little lower, take it a little bit wider. Make sure you're shifting that weight over and coming up. Keeping the core tight, shoulders are backing down. Rest. The next exercise will be a heel and a toe tap. So we're going to do about half on one side and half on the other side. So heel, toe, heel, toe. Finding that balance, it's always fine to hold on to a chair. If you are working on your balance right now, you might close your eyes or close one eye. Keeping that standing leg nice and strong. If this is too fatiguing for the full 45 seconds, either take a little break or switch legs about halfway through. And rest. Shake out that standing leg. And we're going to switch sides. I'm going to do it without the chair this time. So again, if you're needing that balance of the chair, just have it right there available. I'm still breathing normally here. And rest. We're going to go through that whole sequence again one more time, which will take us to 12 minutes. So shoulder rolls. So we're a little bit warmer now. You can add some movement here if you want. both shoulders, elbows back. Little combo. Move your shoulders forward if you want. And rest. So now that we are warm, your rest could be active. You can keep moving a little bit. We're going to go back into that side reach. So I'm going to make this a little bit more dynamic this time. Really getting through those obliques. I'm going to do about 8, and then I'm going to switch to the cross-body reach. Pivoting my hips. Up to the top. And rest. Knee lifts. I'm going to move to double knee. Back to singles. Remember that chair is an option. You can just march in place here or keep it low without the chair, less dynamic. Finding that balance or make it a little bigger. And rest. Hamstring curls are next. Here we go. During this rest period, I'm just going to circle my hips a couple of times and then move into that bob and weave. So start small again. Maybe your knees aren't ready yet. Keep it small. Make sure those hips are pushing back, finding that hip hinge, keeping the shoulders back and down. You can reach forward here. If you want to take it a little bigger, really ducking under, working into that squat. Next is heel toe taps, and then we'll start on our workout. This time I'm going to go right and left and back. Front and back. And front Now I'm going to switch leads, so starting with the left and left. Back to the right side. One more set. We're going to start left. And one more time. Cut into our rest a little bit there. All right, I'm going to grab my weights. So our first exercise for the workout part is squat, curl, press. So your weights are here at your sides like suitcases. You're just going to push those hips back into your squat, curl, one arm at a time, pressing, and squat, curl. So alternating that shoulder press, making sure your shoulders are back and down, not shrugging up into your ears. Modifications here, you can take out any piece of this combo. If you just want to do the curl press, you can skip the squat, or you can keep it smaller. You can take out the press if your shoulders are bugging you. Rest. I'm going to set these down on my chair here. The next exercise is high knees, which we've been doing already. You can take this as low or as high as you want. So you can just march in place. You can jog in place. You can bring those knees up a little higher. Or you can do a combination of all three. I'm just throwing some cardio in here, so if there's something else you like to do, feel free. Again, my leg is not 100%, so I'm going to keep it low impact. About 5 seconds. And rest. These weights are going to come back. Our next exercise, we're going to do that. I'm going to turn this way so you can see what I'm doing with my hips. They're going straight back. So it's not a squat, it's a hip hinge. So you're trying to touch the wall behind you with your tailbone. Your hands are coming down, close to your legs. We're going to come up, keeping that back nice and long, go into a row, and extend. Bring them all the way back down and stand up. So hip hinge, come up with that row, squeezing those shoulder blades together, extend your arms, come back up. Push back with your tailbone. Notice my back is staying nice and long, and up. Keeping the core really strong, pulling that belly button in toward your spine. Only got about 3 of those in. It's okay. Setting the weights down. Next is jumping jacks. So your options for those jacks, just a side tap here, or you can go into the full jack. At whatever level you're at, working on those lateral movements. Gotta keep this low impact so I can keep talking. Keeping track of your rate of perceived exertion. If you feel like you're really needing to take a break, make sure your breathing is regular. Bring it back down if you feel like you can't talk or if you can't catch your breath. Right now it's really important to keep those lungs healthy. Our next exercise, I'm going to start with the lower body part, which is just a reverse lunge. So option 1, just step right back with each leg. Option 2, you're going to bend your knees, step back together. Making sure shoulders are staying over hips, you're not pushing forward into that front knee. I'm going to turn to the side. Skipping the arms for this one, just so we can go over the leg part. We'll do arms on the next round. And rest. Next is the skater tap. It's another lateral move. You're just stepping to the side, bringing one foot back, and crossing your body like a speed skater. If you have hip problems, and that cross body is not something you're supposed to be doing, just step straight back. If you want a little bit more intensity, add that hop. Keeping the belly tight, and you're reaching across your body with your arm. Getting those core muscles engaged. Keep breathing. And rest. Make sure you're staying hydrated as well here. Go ahead and take a break, get a drink at any time. Grab your weights again. Sumo high pull. So our feet are going to be turned out slightly. Shoulders back and down. Knees pushing out over the ankles. This is the sumo squat or plie squat. Your arms are going to come straight down in front, and then leading with the elbows, pull those weights up. Right up toward your sternum. My arms are close to my body. So these weights are still fairly close to my chest. I'm not pushing out. I'm going to turn to the side again. So we're here and pull. Pushing those knees out over your ankles. Pressing the inner thighs out. So that was the last exercise of that circuit. We're going to go back to that squat curl press. I'm going to stop talking for a while. If you feel comfortable with both arms going up at the same time, that is an option. If your shoulders don't like that, go ahead and stick with one at a time. You can also choose to face your hand forward as you extend that arm up, or keep it facing the side of your head. One more. Set your weights down. High knees is next. Those weights back up. Hip hinge, row, triceps extension. Kind of come at a diagonal here this time. So remember, belly tight, straight back, shoulders back and down, pushing those hips back. Come halfway up, extend all the way up. Hinge, row, extend, and straighten up. When you're doing the row part, really squeeze those shoulder blades together behind your back, like wings. And with that triceps extension, you're focusing on the backs of your arms. So pretend you're trying to hand this dumbbell to somebody back there and rest. Next is jumping jacks. If you want an option for this one, you can take your feet straight back or come straight forward. At any level, you can pick those feet up a little quicker, or you can go into a cross country here, or just back to those jumping jacks. You could also work it into just a side extension. If you take my classes, you know I love the options. Find something that works for you, but is challenging. Stick with it. And rest. Reverse lunge. So I'm going to show you the arm part of this. One hand is facing your thigh, the other hand is facing the outer part of the thigh. You're just going to lift your arms, keeping them just straight out and about shoulder level. Don't come all the way up with your wrists higher than your shoulders. Squeezing those shoulders back and down. These are called aviators. Don't ask me why. Thinking about the top and the back part of your rotator cuff. Squeezing those shoulder muscles. Not your neck. Keep that relaxed. And rest. On our last round, we're going to combine those two, the lunges and the aviators, if you feel like it. Always optional. Skaters are next. The last one is the sumo high pull again. Keeping that tailbone pointed down toward the floor, so we're not pushing back. Pushing the knees out over the ankles, keeping them in line. Try not to cave those knees in. Belly tight, shoulders back and down. So we're back at the top. One more time through. Squat, curl, press. my knees. Hip hinge. This way. Pushing that tailbone way back, row, and extend. Come all the way up. Notice that my shins are staying mostly parallel with the wall. So I'm not pushing my knees forward. I'm hinging my tail back. Shoulders stay back and down, squeezing your shoulder blades together. Jumping jacks. Option of those pendulums. If you're working on your balance, just remember if you're doing it this way, keeping that toe pointed toward the front of the room. Don't open your hip out. Keep it forward. This time we're going to put the reverse lunge together with that aviator, but I'm not going to do it at the same time. I'm going to lunge, and when I come up, I'll do the arms, and then I'll switch. So reverse lunge, come back up, arms, other side, up, arms. If you're comfortable doing these movements at the same time, go ahead and try that. My left leg is starting to fatigue, so you might notice it getting a little wobbly. I pinched a nerve, so my quad strength is deficient. It's getting better though. But I have to be very careful and control it. Skaters. Reach. So low impact here, just step, tap. Reaching back. If you want to do low impact but add that balance, extend that leg and keep it lifted. Finding a little bit of a balance there. Controlling everything, starting with your core. And rest. Last sumo high pull. Make sure with that high pull that you're not coming out here and you're not just lifting your wrists. You want to keep your elbows lifted first. You're working your shoulders. Oops. Sumo, high pull. Keeping the shoulders pushed back and down, the shoulder blades. Pushing those knees out and rest. Okay, so we're going to move down to the floor. But if you're working with a chair, all of these have options. For example, we'll start with the plank. Body's long, shoulders over wrists. You're good here. If you're using that chair, if you're okay on the floor, come on down, hold your plank. You can also be down here in a forearm plank. You can set your knees down or lift them up. Keeping that core really strong, zipping up your abs. And rest. So from here we're going to go into a bird dog. If you're using your chair, your bird dog is going to be an opposite arm, opposite leg extension here. Keeping your hips level. Don't turn your hip out this way. We're going to go through this twice, so we'll stay on the same side. If you're down on your mat, go ahead and come onto all fours, and you're just reaching, opposite arm and leg, keeping the shoulder stack over the wrist, keeping that belly tight. And rest. The next one is the dead bug. So if you're standing, I want you to bring your right arm up and your left leg is going to come up and you're just going to touch, or not touch, but lift them toward each other. If you're on your back, you're going to do opposite arms and legs. Turn to the side here. You can also bend the knee. Coming onto all fours, we're going to go into cat-cow. So with this one, you're just going to alternate, lifting the tailbone and the forehead up toward the ceiling, and then reversing that. Tuck your chin to your chest, tuck your hips under, and then reverse. If you're standing for this stretch, you can come to your chair and just do the same thing. Flexing and stretching that spine. Working through the hips and the pelvic bone and the low back. Good. The last one is a bicycle crunch. So with this one, if you're using a chair, I want you to sit, hands behind your head. You're just going to rotate your upper body, engaging. You can put your hands here, engaging your abs, trying to shorten the distance between your armpit and your hip on the opposite side without cranking. So keep your back long here. Of course, if you're on your back on the mat, it's just a regular bicycle crunch. Here. Try not to crank your neck. Keep it relaxed. We'll go through that whole sequence one more time, starting with the plank. So again, if you're doing a plank on the chair, just use the seat. You can use the wall. You just want to make sure you're engaging this whole front part of your body to keep you nice and solid. If you're using your mat and you're on the floor, keep your shoulders right over your wrists. Try not to sag through the hips or stick your butt way up in the air. Shoulders backing down. Turn. Continue from this side. You can be on your knees here. This is a perfect option. But keep that tailbone tucked slightly under so you can really engage your core muscles. Back to that bird dog. So if you were using the chair before, I want you to switch sides. So your left arm, right leg will be coming back. Trying not to open up through the hips, keeping your hips squared up so one doesn't go higher than the other. Engaging your core. Don't lock out that standing leg. Keep it strong, but don't push your knee all the way back. So if you're down on all fours here, the other side. I think this is right. If you're on all fours for the bird dog, you can alternate each time, or you can stay on the same side for the first round and switch to second round. Dead bugs. So again, if you're standing, you're going to switch sides here or here. Knee fine. If you're on the floor, legs extended or knees bent, opposite arm and leg will be lowering. So you're only moving 2 limbs at a time. Back to that cat-cow stretch. Last one is the bicycle. So remember, if you're seated in your chair, you want to keep your back nice and long, and you're just rotating the torso, keeping the core tight, like you're blowing through that tiny straw. But don't hold your breath. So if you're on your back, knees come in one at a time. If this is hurting your neck, just hold your shoulders back on the mat, support your head, just move through the legs. Try to keep the chin relaxed, keep your neck relaxed. Pushing that belly down. And rest. So that's the end of the workout. We're just going to do a couple quick stretches. Turn this off. So just taking a deep breath in here and exhale. Rotate your head to the left side, pushing your right side, push your left shoulder down. Inhale. Exhale. Look to the left, push your right shoulder down. Look to the center. Inhale. Exhale. Take your hands to your thighs, just slide forward. Push your hands either right above your thighs or right on your shins and straighten out your back. Long spine. Bend your knees and roll your shoulders up, back and down. Take a step back with your right foot. If you need some support here, grab your chair. Right foot is back. Keeping those feet lined up so they're both pointing in the same direction. And then just take your right hip and tuck it under slightly and push your chest back. So you should feel a stretch in that front hip flexor on your right leg, which is the leg in the back. And then just straighten up, step together halfway. Point your left toe toward the ceiling. Bending that right knee, push your hips back. Keeping the front leg straight. You should feel a stretch in the hamstring on that front leg. Set your toe down. Switch sides. Stepping back with the left. Keeping those feet pointed forward. Long spine, push your shoulders back, tuck your left hip under. Take a half step forward, point your right toe to the ceiling, sit your hips back. Straighten out that front leg. Set your toe down. Roll up. Lift up your arms. Exhale. Circle your hips a couple times in the counterclockwise. And clockwise. Pull your shoulders out and just shake everything out. I hope you enjoyed this video, and there will be more to come. So stay tuned for yoga and for a little bit of dance with Sherilyn. We have to work on the music situation, however.